What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're talking Kenobi. I got my main man X-Wing here, and as you can tell, I'm in a hotel room. I can't be too loud. I don't know what's going on down the hallway. Lucasfilm's been chasing me. They couldn't stand our last review. I'm hiding out. I hope I sound okay. I've got freaking allergies up my nose. I don't know what's going on. And before we begin, heavy spoilers. We're spoiling the episode, especially for those that haven't seen it. We're going to give a quick recap of the episode, and then we're going to watch X-Wing spiral into darkness. Hello, darkness, my old friend. So real quick, and if I leave something out that you find is important, please let me know. X-Wing. So we pick up where Obi-Wan is sitting in a cargo ship, and he's just processing everything that just happened. Anakin, Darth Vader, Reva, all that stuff. Then we get our first real glimpse of Darth Vader on Mustafar. And he's in his castle on Mustafar. I'm assuming that's correct.
Yeah.
And Reva's talking to him, and basically Vader looks at Reva and says, I know what you want. You want to be the Grand Inquisitor. So don't fail me, and you could probably get what you want. So the Grand Inquisitor is dead after everyone was saying, nah, he's got two stomachs. He's fine. He can't die. He's supposed to be in Rebels. He's not going to die, Jay. That's a dumb theory. They would screw up their whole continuity if the Grand Inquisitor was dead. He can't be dead. He's in Rebels. He's in other things. But Vader goes, you can be the Grand Inquisitor. Just don't fail me or I'll kill you.
You know what this is, right, though? I mean, this is 100% a gotcha. He'll be back right in the last 5 seconds, and he'll do something stupid, and they'll be like, we got you! You didn't even see it coming, did you? You had no idea.
Boy, you're really hoping, aren't you? You're really hoping. What if he's dead? All right, so what if the Grand Inquisitor is dead?
Color me surprised.
How bad is that?
I mean, it's definitely not great. But they won't do it. They won't do it. He's not going to be dead.
I'm just saying, if he is, they really... Listen, the last time that they messed up their continuity was after The Last Jedi. They wrote a series of books. One in particular was about Poe and being in the academy. J.J. Abrams took that book and tossed it out the window and laughed at everyone who bought it. And he rewrote Poe's story to the point where many faithful Disney Star Wars fans were like, well, he's allowed to do that, I guess. Just all those books don't matter anymore that we thought were canon. So it's not the first time that I'm just saying.
That's
so
fair.
You're saying he's still alive, right? You still got the
100%.
Okay.
This has Filoni fingerprints all over it, and he's not going to kill off his own canon.
Well, Reva's in charge now. She goes back to the other Inquisitors, and they're like saying, nah, we don't listen to you. She goes, you do now? I'm running the show. So now they're sending out probe droids, right? They're sending out probe droids to all these places where they could possibly be, and to try to find Obi-Wan Kenobi and Princess Leia. We then go to what was the name of the planet they were on?
I don't even remember.
We don't remember.
I don't remember.
So it's a mining planet where people were mining, and Obi-Wan has been there before because he's walking around remembering how lush and active that planet used to be before the Empire. And they need to get to a certain place, but he's scared. At this point, Obi-Wan is Luke Skywalker from The Last Jedi. He's scared, doesn't know what to do. And little 10-year-old Leia has a plan. And she's going to make sure everything is taken care of. So she finds a ride from wherever they're at because they were supposed to go to another post. Remember from the last episode, the guy pretending to be a Jedi said, go here, go to these coordinates, and someone will help you. And so he's like, all right, we got to get to these coordinates. So Leia stops a guy, like a truck driver type creature,
Naked mole rat.
Yeah, that you could see that they're sitting in. Lies, makes up a story, and Obi-Wan just kind of is like, okay. Now during this time, Obi-Wan's like looking off to the distance, and he sees Anakin standing in a robe, which is kind of interesting. And that's it. But Obi-Wan is broken. He's beaten. This little girl, Leia, has saved him, has took charge, and they're saying, well, she's even giving them fake names, and they get a ride. Now, as the truck driver's driving, that looks like a mole, he has to stop and pick up some stormtroopers. So then some really odd questioning happens from the stormtroopers, and Leia kind of helped lie their way out of that, saying, oh, we're just here to remember our dead mother and all that stuff. But there was one real quick thing in there where Leia looks at Obi-Wan and goes, are you my father? You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Any thoughts?
You know, it's just this whole section was kind of weird. I really liked sections of it, and then there were other weird parts where like Leia's like, "Oh, we'll just flag somebody down," and he turns around and he's like, "Not everybody's good, Leia." I'm like, what? Just some really weird like outbursts, and then it's contradicted by this like very sweet interaction with Leia. He's just acting odd, which
he's acting like Luke from The Last Jedi. No hope. Weird. Everybody's bad. There's no hope left. And Leia, little 10-year-old Leia, comes up with the plan that works. Well, they get to a certain area to, I guess you'd say, a toll booth or something. And the truck driver gets out, and he's like, you need to check these two in the back. I don't know what's going on. So they bring the probe droid to try to scan Obi-Wan. And, of course, Obi-Wan's like, I'm not having it. Does he pull out his lightsaber and save the day? Nah. Blaster. Pulls out the blaster, shoots him up, does his thing. A stormtrooper died pretty cool, I guess. He fell on the...
that was great. Yeah, he fell on the security gate and got halved.
Yeah, got cut in half. So it's like, wow, there's some violence here. Then something happens. A woman... What would you call her?
She's an Imperial
officer. Yeah, okay.
She's an Imperial officer. Yeah.
She shows up with more stormtroopers, and immediately Obi-Wan gives up. He lays on the ground, puts his gun down, tells Leia not to do anything.
Sticks his face in the dirt and just waits to die.
Yeah. Star Wars does a terrible job with gotchas. With suspense. You know Obi-Wan's not going to die. He's in A New Hope, so he's not going to die. Leia's not going to die. So you can't really do too many gotchas with them because you know they're in the next movie.
Yeah.
So the Imperial officer, which is a woman, I don't know why I just thought to point that out, but I just did. And like, because now people are going to be like, oh, he's a misogynist, whatever. Which is a woman, is a spy. I guess she's on the other side. She kills the stormtroopers and rescues Obi-Wan and Leia. And so then they say, go down this big, this was the person that they were supposed to meet. So then they're like, go down this big tunnel and that's how you're going to get saved. But
by Ned. Yeah. What a droid name, Ned. Good job, guys.
But now Reva and all of them know that Obi-Wan is there. So Vader shows up. And he shows up in the town with troops. This picture might be a little dark for everyone. This is Vader igniting his lightsaber. Vader literally walks through the town, and he just randomly starts choking people to death. he just literally, like, it's no rhyme or reason. He just looks at him as like, your head's broke. Let me just drag you through the dirt. I guess he was trying to see if Obi-Wan would hop out and try to save the people, which Obi-Wan didn't. He just looked at Leia and was like, run. I'll distract them. Save her. And he's like looking at the spy, like, do whatever you can. Like, save her. I'll distract Vader. So Obi-Wan goes out, and here's the confrontation. The Obi-Wan Vader confrontation number 1. This is the first time you see Obi-Wan ignite his lightsaber. And it is a cool scene. It looks cool at night. He ignites the lightsaber. And Darth Vader hits him with the line, "This is because of you," right? Something like that.
I am what you made me.
I am what you made me. And they go into a duel, which basically Vader beat the crap out of Obi-Wan one-handed, and Obi-Wan couldn't do anything about it. So Obi-Wan just got beat down, and then Vader decides, I'm going to torture you. So I'm going to set the ground on fire and drag you through the fire with the Force. Obi-Wan just wants to die. Doesn't talk. Could have pulled out the Padme card.
Me too, man.
Could have done a lot of stuff. Could have said a lot of things. But he just got beat down. I mean, bad. He's getting burned alive. And then, out of nowhere, a slow droid that we kind of bumped into early on, a mining droid, saves him. Yeah. You're laughing.
It hurts so bad. It just hurts so bad. I don't even know what to do.
Now, Vader is just standing there while the droid makes the flames rise a little higher and basically drags Obi-Wan to safety while Vader just stands there. Knowing that Vader could easily crush a droid with the Force, probably use the Force to part the flames. There's a multitude of things he could have easily done, but he just looks at him and doesn't say anything. And that's it. And then at the very, very end, little Leia just been booking it down this tunnel and runs right into our star, Reva. And she's like, am I supposed to go with you? She goes, yeah, you're supposed to be with me. So now Reva has Leia. Obi-Wan is literally Luke Skywalker from The Last Jedi when Rey knocked him down. That's just where he's at. Vader could have done so many things, but he just stood there. Maybe it was the flames that scared him. I don't know.
Nope.
But that's basically the episode.
So
what you got?
You want me to just unload here? Because there's a little bit, man.
I think you need to unload here, my friend. I think it needs to happen. So, like I said, there was just all right. So, as old school Star Wars fans, and I'll speak for myself, this episode it just looks so cheap, like cheaply made. It looks like a fan film. It looks like a fan fiction. Be mad at me all you want. It just does. I guess I'm so used to Star Wars being in the theater and how that is that the series I kind of look at it a little differently. So that's just probably my own fault. Vader and Obi-Wan are never supposed to fight before A New Hope. That's my old school thinking. You know, they fought on episode 3, then they fight again in A New Hope, where Obi-Wan is like, I'm going to be one with the Force, and Luke's going to do his thing. But no, it looks like they're going to make Leia the chosen one, which I think she kind of is in The Rise of Skywalker, or sort of, that trains the chosen one. And Obi-Wan looks like, again, I keep saying it, Luke Skywalker from The Last Jedi. Hermit, beat up, doesn't want to use his lightsaber. A shell of one of the greatest Jedis ever. And I'll turn it over to X-Wing, who just a few weeks ago was laughing, smiling, man, texting me. I got hope, bro. They can't mess this up. There's no way you can mess up Obi-Wan Kenobi. There's no way. It's almost impossible. It is almost impossible. You'd have to go to another planet for someone that doesn't know anything about Star Wars and have them write it, then take it to another planet and have them rewrite it for you to mess up Obi-Wan Kenobi. That was X-Wing. Then
I stand by that second part. It literally is that hard to do it, and somehow they manage the impossible. So I don't even know where do I start? I mean, essentially, I'm gonna quote one of your favorite movies here, Jay. They're pissing on me without even the courtesy of calling it rain. It's
Ah,
just like it's so frustrating to me. I made a super tame video earlier today, just saying that I'm not digging this. I'm not feeling it. There's no emotion in this whatsoever. I am seeing Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker meet again for the first time since 2005. It's been 17 years. Like, you think that would drum up something. And I'm watching it with zero emotion. Nothing. There was nothing there for me. And then beyond the weak writing, which is just, it has been rampant in this episode. There's a lot of contrivances and plot conveniences and all kinds of stupid things that just don't make sense and kind of make you shake your head. And then as a Star Wars fan who's familiar with these characters, you're watching them and you're like, what is going on here? The worst part is when Anakin and Vader finally start to go at it. Obi-Wan lights his lightsaber and then he puts it out and runs away. It's just like, what are you doing, dude? And then they start fighting, and it's the most awkward, weird fight scene I think I've. That picture looks epic. If you freeze frame that, it looks like it's good, but that's not what we got. And then there's just these weird, awkward movements. Like, we need Gillard back to get some actual lightsaber, and not to mention the visual effects on the lightsabers when they're clashing is wrong. There's just like, there's so
see,
much.
a lot of the normies won't pick that up when the lightsabers clash. There is definitely no technique in this duel of the century. It's literally Vader standing over him while he's crawling and going like this.
And he was making weird noises too. Oh. The whole thing just drove me nuts, man. Everything hurt. Everything hurt.
Talk about how do you feel about? Oh, see, here's a better shot that I'll share with everyone. Sorry, I'm again out my mobile studio, so I don't have. I wasn't able to like clip it from the zip drive that was given to me, but yeah, see, Vader's just like bending over, and Obi-Wan's just kind of crumbling, and literally Vader's just one handing it uh, on his head, and Kathleen Kennedy said this is like going to be the fight of the
The rematch of the
yeah the
century.
rematch of the century, and this
That could
this
be the
so
next
far
one.
it could be the next. It better be the
It
next one.
better be the next one.
It shouldn't have be, in my opinion, it shouldn't be any of them.
I,
So
I
huge
just,
problems for me. Like, and then I'll let you grab it again. If the Inquisitor's dead, they just laughed on. That just prove if the Inquisitor is truly dead, that just means they just laughed on everything and they don't really care what came before them. Which means they won't care what comes before them with Lucas. Um, Obi-Wan and Darth Vader should have never fought, in my opinion, because they fought in Episode 3. They fight in A New Hope. Princess Leia, it just seems like she's going to be the star. Reva, there's been a lot of talk on Reva on the internet this week. She really wasn't in this too much, though. It really wasn't her episode. She just was kind of walking around, just being Reva, wanting to be the Grand Inquisitor.
yeah.
So now we're going to see Reva with Leia. It's just, my thoughts is the show is boring to me. If you like it, great. It's freaking boring to me. It's not rewatchable. It's some of it was comical. It just doesn't look like a Star Wars film. When you have these types of players, when they did Mandalorian, I expected it to look like a TV show. I don't know if that's making sense to anyone,
Makes
but
sense to me.
when it comes to Vader and Obi-Wan and those types of characters, Luke, I'm expecting it to look like a film, like big budget film. Not the cheesiness of a television show that comes with it. And you can do TV shows correctly, but it just seems like there's a little lack of budget, things like that on certain when it comes to like television shows. You put pauses in for commercials, things like that, so it just flows differently when it's a TV show next to a film. And seeing this like that, it's just as boring, and it hurts me to say, like, Hayden, Ewan, it's a boring show.
My boys.
I have no reason to go back and like watch it like again because I'm excited for it. And now like there's so much stuff that's broken between like now Leia thinks wants Obi-Wan to be her dad. Like how does that play out in A New Hope? Um it's just things like that, you know. And now they fought in a few they're gonna fight again, Vader and maybe this time Obi-Wan's gonna knock him down. Who knows if the Grand Inquisitor's dead? They just peed on everything that came before them. Like things like that. So that's my personal thoughts on the show. I could just sit back and laugh at it at this point. When it comes to Star Wars, I'm a little far gone than my friend X-Wing behind here, but you know, he's always telling me to have hope.
Not right now.
To have hope, and I text him after, you know, I watched it. I was like, bro, what's going on here? So
yeah, this was this to me.
just let
This
it
was
out,
just
man. Just let it out. It's okay.
it was it was just a real weak showing, man. This was a really weak showing for me, and you know, everybody's like, "Oh, you're an entitled Star Wars fan. They don't owe you anything." Like, well, I've been waiting. I've been waiting for. I haven't even been waiting for it. They forced a continuation story for Kenobi on me, and I haven't seen this character for 17 years. And what we get is this weak showing. Honestly, one of the worst things about this was how it was framed and shot. It looked like somebody with a freaking video camera, like a
Right.
freaking high school project. It was framed awfully. There was a bunch of shaking, all this weird stuff. And to your point, Jay, when you say you can do TV right, go back and think about the cinematography of Luke coming back and how they shot that action. That was done well. When you go back and you look at this and compare them side by side, it is atrocious. There's no excuse.
Kenobi. And so what's your overall like what was the worst part? Like was that the worst part of the series like for this? Was it you didn't mind them that they were fighting?
I before this came out, it was a huge point of contention for me. I'm like, you guys are you're breaking the lore. Like you're breaking continuity 100%. And there were so many people who just battered it into me like, well, he didn't actually say what anything after that, right? It's a presence I've not felt since.
Yeah.
But that's not an open gateway, you know what I mean? And the implied mystery of everything that goes on, not knowing what happened, is more alluring to me. It's like Boba Fett keeping his helmet on, but they just love to dig and pry and come up with stories that none of us asked for. And so I'm like, great. At least if it's going to be the rematch of the century, we're going to have Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor going at it with lightsabers. And then we get this piss poor display of, I don't even know what you want to call it. It just drove me wild, dude.
This is something else that I wanted to show you. The most watched Disney Plus show, the Rotten Tomato score is 57%.
How do you think they're going to explain that one away?
I don't know, but I mean, even the critics is 80. I mean, it's not like 90, it's 87, which is a tomato, you know.
Yeah.
But 57 for the audience score. I mean, people could say it's bots, people could say it's trolls, people could say a lot of things, but that's quite telling that people are like, hey, we were expecting. See, that's the issue. Obi-Wan, Hayden, Vader, Luke, Leia. This isn't Mandalorian,
Yeah.
right? When it comes to Star Wars, this isn't like, hey, you want to do a show? Yeah, can I do a Kenobi show? Sure. Yeah, just we're not doing anything with
Do
them.
whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is like I can't even go. It goes through my roof as how you handle those people. I mean, Yoda's up there, Mace Windu. I would even throw Palpatine up there, but they kind of goofed him in Rise of Skywalker. But those are the characters. Like the expectation level is.
I mean,
I would even say Ahsoka's not even as high as Obi-Wan.
Oh no way, man! These are beyond legacy characters. I mean, they're the two dudes.
Yeah. So the reason, I mean, that's why it doesn't surprise me if you're not, you know, going into expectations of treating treating it correctly, why the audience score is so low. So they got 3 episodes to see if they could redeem it. But that's not a good sign.
No, it's not.
That is not a good sign. My poor friend. Welcome to the club, man.
Yeah. I'm not happy, dude. I'm just not.
I see it, man. I see it. I was where you were right before Rise of Skywalker. And then they, it was just like, well, I got to look at Star Wars a little differently now. I just look at it through a different lens for what it is. It's not exactly what I loved. I still love Star Wars. Everything that that shaped me as a person when it came to Star Wars, the things that I do love. So I hold on to that. But what scares me is this: is if they keep making shows like this, and how the characters end up in their canon, does it make watching the older stuff unwatchable?
They can't ever take that from me, dude.
Mm.
I don't care what they do. They're never going to take that from
Because
me.
a lot of people have said that. They're like, I can't watch it anymore because I know what happens to Luke, or I can't, but I used to love Boba Fett. Then they made that show, and it's like his character's trash now. It's like now he's just the Galaxy's Edge figurehead.
Yeah.
So you're saying like they can't take that from you, man.
They can never touch what George did. They just can't. I mean, I understand how people would feel that way, but it's a whole different world for me. Completely different world.
Oh, X-Wing, I once thought as you do. Hey, I appreciate your honesty and being on the show, and we'll have you back next for episode 4. Episode 4. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you want to hear my thoughts on the Moses Ingram, I had a good friend, Mark. I'll put that video right up here so you can watch that for yourself. It got a lot of views, a lot of people. I had a really lengthy conversation with someone about the stuff going on and things that were said. So again, you could just watch it right up there if you want to watch it. If you want to subscribe to X-Wing, his channel will be in the top of the description and in the pinned comment. Because me watching X-Wing spin in this cyclone of Star Wars is more entertaining than the show itself. So your pain is my entertainment. And whenever I see him, I owe him a case. A case or a bottle. It's like we'll go to the bar and be like, all right, what bottle or what case, brother? what bottle, what case? Anyway, this is Jay. This is X-Wing. We'll catch you on the next episode.